How's it going, guys, and welcome back for another video. Today we're going to release something that I've been really excited about showing you guys, and that is of course the 80 stacker 2.4 sec efficient fusion efficient nuke and adjustable. Now the reason I'm really excited about releasing this is because the way I'm doing this sound compression right here has never ever been done before. Well, never is a big word, but I've never seen anyone use this. I've never seen anyone use or build this on YouTube or just in the community in general. So I just quickly assume that I am the first one to build it. So I assuming that most of you guys are going to take this concept right here and put it over to your own cannon, because this is the first 2.4 sec normal one push sand comp. So you're not order of entering any of the sand, you're just making it fall. You don't have this like 35 long and so on and so on. And on top of that, this right here is unblowable. You cannot blow this up because the sand will never ever get in contact with any of the TNT. The way it works is actually pretty simple. As you can see right here, we have our main booster right here, and it doesn't really matter about where or when this one here is at a certain time, because this booster right here will always move everything over here. So it doesn't matter if this TNT right here, because of the second boost over here, lands like midway. This one here will always push it everything to this corner right there. And as you can see, it works pretty well. This booster right here will make sure that this booster right here stays in place as well, as you can see. So everything just follows, and I guess some kind of rules that says that everything has to blow up right here and everything has to blow up right here. And it does a pretty good job, not gonna lie. And as you can see, no sand can get in contact with anything. So this one here is extremely powerful. Now I do want to give huge credits to Rifle that figured this out in the shower, and combining this with the way I do my sound compression with quick pulses and the one push sound right here, I managed to get a sound compression that's a total speed of 2.4 secs if you're building a 255. Now this right here is the way you use this one push thing where you have the glass. Now as you can see, there is a problem here because this delay for taking in this glass really delays it so much that you can't really make it as fast as I want. So I have to come up with a different solution. So right here we have one that's not a quick pulse. As you can see, oh, that lagged it out a little bit. The pistons right here is extended for quite a while, so let's go ahead and do it again. You can see how long it's dispensed for. Let's go ahead and use a quick pulse right here. Look how fast that is. It doesn't get any faster than this. So once you've pretty much figured that out, or once I figured that out, sorry, I combined these boosters right here with this type of sound compression with the quick pulses, and then we pretty much had a 2.4 sec 100 completely normal one push that you see working on all servers. But let's go ahead and fire this cannon up here before I talk too much. Now you might have seen I've added something onto the schematic, and that's because if you hold the button down, you need a strong signal all the time. So this right here will provide with that. Now I cheated a little bit and just made a redstone down here. It's not going to be on your schematic. And then I'm gonna put a pressure plate right here so my alt will hold down the cannon's button or whatever. And then it's pretty much good to go. So now we're having an 8 stacker going at 2.4 sec, and it's worked pretty well. Let me show you guys how it looks like. This right here is 2.4 sec, and the TPS might drop a little bit and you might not see it working completely as you probably intended. But as you can see right here, go through obby as well. And just a quick notice for you guys that's not really familiar with cannons in general, an efficient nuke uses a second hammer that's located inside the red sand. So that way it will always blow up at the top, and it will always blow up this obsidian, unless of course you have so many ticks on the hammer that it starts dipping the shot, but then it's not gonna work on any walls anyways. This right here is 2.4 sec, and as you can see, it makes those cool pseudo holes right here all the way down. Now you could probably get a little bit more holes if you choose to use 6 game ticks instead of 3, but this right here is just fine. So this right here, I'm not really going to change anything, but as you can see, 2.4 sec, nuking every single wall. Now it does eat up the sand quite a lot, so you do need to make sure you have a few sand alts on the sand compression. But other than that, I kind of increased the sand compression on this one right here because I saw a lot of you guys that downloaded the 60 stacker thought that the sand was kind of falling too fast, so I added a lot of length to this sand compression on the 80 stacker, and hopefully that's going to fix the issue. But while the cannon is shooting, let's go ahead and take a quick overlook on how the cannon works. As I said last video, this right here is a technique that JustVape figured out, and not really too many people used it because they couldn't really get a sand compression that was fast enough, and they ended up like with 2 or 3 sand comps, which is just too sad. So now that I've figured out a way to do these with 2.4 seconds, now I think we're pretty much good to go to start adjusting all our cannons to have this type of sand compression and shoot extremely fast. So this right here, as you can see, loads up the shots, and once it's ready to explode, it just moves it down and getting ready for the next one. Now I did see someone mention in the comments that I would not need to have this pistons right here with power, and yes, I completely agree with that statement, but you're gonna need a lot of ticks on the power if you want to go ahead and not have this what the power is. And if you're adding ticks to the power, you're gonna add ticks to the hammer as well, and if you add ticks to the hammer, you are adding ticks to the second hammer as well, and then you are pretty much adding ticks to the nuke as well, and then it doesn't really look that good. So I just thought these pistons right here, it's not really a big deal, let's be honest here, and this right here works out pretty well as well. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at how the walls are now. I did not load these walls up, so we might not see a nuke every single time, but it should have a decent amount of. There we go. So now we're out of sand as well, which is perfect. But as you can see, it worked out pretty well for all of these walls here. Nuked every single wall with no mistakes. So going into how the sand compression works, as you can see, it's very, very important that you get this one push out as soon as it closes. As soon as this one goes in, you need to start dropping sand again, because every single time you just let this here stand by without doing anything, you're pretty much losing time with sand compression. As you can see, as soon as this one closes, it pushes it out and quickly goes in again, so the sand falls completely normal. There's no stopping in the sand, and that's just extremely important when we work with these sand comps. On top of that, we also have our nuke, which you see right here. Now we didn't really need a piston for these because it's so far down, so we don't really need that many ticks. We also have the slap boss up here, which works out pretty well as well. So once we've combined all of these things right here, it's a pretty good cannon, not gonna lie. A lot of you guys were happy with it when I released the 60. And now you can actually see how this booster works right here, how you can get everything working if you do it like this. And keep in mind, with these ladders right here, the sand can't get in contact with it no matter what. So it's just extremely powerful tool if you want to go ahead and make a quick cannon. I'm gonna stop the cannon real quick here and quickly show you guys how you can put sand into the sand compression. Now keep in mind that this right here is a one push that uses the sand. What did that one do that? There we go. So you're going to see this right here all the way over. So this right here is the one push sand, which means that's the one that makes sure instead of the glass, which you see over here, we have a glass using as the one push block. So you can see it does something like that. Over here on that sand compression, we use sand instead. So now we have sand coming out 2 blocks, and that will of course help stacking and all that. Now this right here is filled up like this. So 2 blocks right here and something like that, and then you just stack this as high up as you want. Now this one here can also adjust itself, so if you flip these trapdoors in right here, you can pretty much adjust and say, okay, I want to shoot right here, but I want to shoot out here instead. So now you're having the shot all the way out here, which just makes it a very powerful tool if you're trying to force rate someone. This over here makes sure that whatever comes out in the other end, which is right here, is a completely normal stone button pulse. Now what we do right here is that we first, this system right here keeps a signal. So now how you do with sand compressions, you kind of keep a signal like this. It's pretty much the same thing right here, but we do have these blocks right here that goes like this, so you can keep the signal for a little bit longer. Now this right here will make sure that your pulse is continuously strong, so it doesn't kind of, you know, like a stone button would. It will probably do something like this, and a signal, not a signal, and then the signal again, so you have this little flick in between. Now the cannon can't really handle that, so it's important that we keep this power right here, because else we wouldn't be able to hold down the button. Right now you can hold down the button. If I quickly go ahead and show you that, so what you can do now is you just hold down the button and it's going 2.4 seconds. Now this is allowed on most servers, so it shouldn't really be a problem on your server either. I'm really rare that I see this not working or not really legal on any server. So go ahead and use this right here. Now anyways, once we have kept the signal, as you can see right here, what we need to do now is we need this one here to first break it up to like an even amount of time. Once we've done that, we needed to go into a quick pulse. So we break the pulse that we have down to a quick pulse, because from a quick pulse we know exactly how many repeaters we are going to need to make a stone bottom pulse, and that's pretty much what we end up with out right here. So that's pretty much just an extended way to do it. Pretty sure you can do one that's a little bit smaller as well, but this right here will make sure that it's a stone bottom pulse that turns out to be right here. Now the way to water this bad boy, I do leave a water water schematic for all of you guys every single time I release a cannon. But if you guys are in any doubt, this part down here is where all the TNT will blow up, which means the boosters will start to push all of the TNT out. That's very important that you water this area right here, but while you are at it, go ahead and water these spots right here. Now, it's not really necessary, but if the cannon should fuck up, it won't, then it might be a good idea to make sure there's water. And I think that would be pretty much it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure that you like this video here. Comment down below if you used my 60 stacker of this version right here. Did you use it at the raid and how did it go? But most of all, guys, make sure you check out my Discord giveaway. I'll leave a link down in the description. I've given away 150 things already from all kind of servers. And make sure that you show your support by subscribing to my channel. My name is Dexter, and I'm out.